welcome to Collector's Hideout, the podcast where shit just goes wrong at all times and we don't know what the hell we're doing anymore. Tonight I am joined by Mr. Psycho. How you doing, man?
How's it going?
It's going. Hopefully better than this intro. And Tony, what's up, brother?
Not much, man. NECA, please.
That shit, you. I think you almost killed Tim when you did that the other day. So
If Che was watching, probably killed him too.
I did not have anything planned for today. I was actually debating on even having an episode today, but Psycho talked me into it, and here we are. He made a valid point. Why miss it if we don't need to? So here we.
Let me ask you something. Have you guys, and if you haven't, then Psycho, take off with it, man.
Yeah.
Have you guys watched Monster: The Ed Gein story?
No,
not yet.
All right, then I'm going to leave it alone. We'll talk about something else.
Is it?
There's so much to talk about.
It's on Netflix, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I haven't watched it yet. I want to. Because then they do another monster of another serial killer.
I think they did. I think this is the third one.
They have Lizzie Borden and they have I forget who the hell else. But if we're not going to talk about it, if you haven't seen it, I don't want to talk about it because it's going to spoil everything unless you're never going to watch it, Psycho.
Well, no, isn't it? Didn't they do the Menendez brothers?
Yes,
they've done a few different ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like the third or fourth one because they had
what's up, Danny?
Jeffrey Dahmer was one of them.
Well, so Dahmer was its own series or whatever, its own thing. It wasn't part of the Monster series.
It wasn't.
All right. So anyway, if you are you ever gonna watch it, Psycho?
Yeah, I plan on watching it.
He's gonna watch it too. But we don't have to spoil the story. Like we're just talking about how many stories they've done.
Yeah, I'll just leave it alone because there's a lot to talk about and you could dissect the fuck out of it.
I'd love to see the origins of Leatherface. So,
well, okay, so God damn it. I'm trying to. How do I do this?
I want to talk about it so bad.
I don't want to give things away or be over. All right, so without giving things away, the first episode is very, very much.
Going on, Whitney.
What's up?
No, I was saying what's up to Whitney.
Yeah, it's a friend of mine. Her name is Danny. So it's the first episode is very, very true to Ed's history, right? The character, where he comes from, whatever. Where you start to get a little wonky is hitting into the third and the rest of the season. Where not that it's not correct for him in most cases, but it's more of the supporting drama. Like most of it is made for drama for TV.
Yeah.
So it deviates quite a bit from his character and what actually happened and real things that happened. Like, was this person really involved with him? Did he really know this person? Like 90% of that is not true. Wasn't that one or was that a second? It was a movie called Monster.
So maybe
that's a movie, isn't it?
Yeah, it has no connection to the show.
Yeah, no, it's just Monster is the
like the franchise that are
there you go. I was gonna call it a miniseries, but yeah, it's like the franchise of the independent movies, or shows. But I will tell you that the acting was phenomenal. Not one part of it was I disappointed in. They did a great job of kind of half-assing the inspirations for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Because when you watch it and they're explaining that and it comes just comes on randomly. You're watching the show and all of a sudden they're Texas Chainsaw. And a lot of it is extremely incorrect. It was just, again, embellished for TV. It was done very well.
Tony's got a weird fascination with serial killers.
What?
I said you got a weird fascination with serial killers, apparently. Like it's not accurate. Like
some of these.
I think Tony was there.
I like documentaries, man. I enjoy that.
I didn't watch the Dahmer one, but
phenomenal.
Did they mention in there or hint at all about the rumor that he's actually the person responsible for kidnapping Adam Walsh? in
No.
Florida? Oh, okay.
None of that came up in there.
There's a huge conspiracy about that now that he's actually the one who did it.
Yeah.
And without him, we wouldn't have, America's Most Wanted.
No,
So,
go ahead.
I mean, I also like those documentaries. I'm wondering, Tony, did you watch the one that came out years ago on Netflix called Evil Genius?
Which one was that? That wasn't the one with the hotel in Chicago, was it?
No, that one was the one where they went over the guy who had the bomb around his neck and went in to rob a bank with a cane gun. It was a gun that somebody had made out of a cane, and then it was like this whole story like unraveled and all these parts that you didn't think were going to fit together, but it
He said that he was like kidnapped and they put the bomb on him to go rob the place.
So that's actually
really wasn't
the inspiration for the Rammstein video. Oh my god, it's one of my favorite ones. Gianna makes fun of it. Gianna calls it Asian bread. It's not Asian bread. Ishtaril or something. I can't say it. I don't know. I'm not very good at it. Yeah, Danny, they actually bring that up too. If you watch when you watch the movie, I say the movie, but when you watch the series, look, Silence of the Lambs, Richard Spikes, I think his name is, or Spikes. There's another very Ed Gainish guy. I can't pronounce the last name. Starts with a B. They bring up Bundy. Somehow they tie Ted Bundy into it. All of these people, and it's not. Nothing is ever concretely said that Gain inspired those people. It's just very similar things, and it's all because of the sickness, the schizophrenias and the dementias and the things like that they have. The only thing that was ever proven to be a derivative of Ed Gain was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So when they say based on real events, well, it's based on portions of real events.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they take a liberty to embellish,
right? Creative liberties or whatever they call it, artistic liberty.
Yeah, artistic liberty. But no, that Evil Genius documentary they did was very good, and like Weezy was saying, it's the guy was saying that he was kidnapped, and then forced to do that, and the police didn't believe him, but then they looked into it more, and then they're like, he might not have been kidnapped, but he might have been tricked into it, right? And so, nobody knows what's going on other than that guy was like sitting on the floor in front of a police car for a good 30 minutes telling them, please get the bomb squad, please, like, this is real.
Wasn't his neck? I thought it was his body.
No, it was around his neck.
And then he dies. He ends up fucking exploding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the police didn't believe him, and he's like, I hear it turning on, like, please. And they never had called the bomb squad. They never did anything, and the guy, he died.
It's like a fucked up live version of Saw.
Yeah. No, it was absolutely crazy. But if you're ever looking for a documentary on Netflix to watch, that one I definitely recommend it. It was very, very good.
I'm thinking I've either seen it now or I've seen that snippet from something.
Yep.
I mean, I watched there, and I can't remember them all. And I'm sorry if somebody knows better than me, then please speak up. But I can't remember. There's one in Chicago. I was actually telling Rebel Girl about it the other day, where it was back in like early 1800s to late 1900s, or to early 1900s, late 1800s to early 1900s, where there was this massive, back then it was massive, like warehouse style buildings.
Yep.
And I almost knocked over Slimer. And this one corner building was a warehouse converted to almost hotel in Chicago. And people would travel into the city. They had nowhere to stay. They find a hotel. So this big ass hotel was actually, what's up?
The murder hotel?
Is that what it is? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I mean, it sounds like, I can't think of his damn name now, but it's like a true story. But they had a whole season of American Horror Story about that.
No, I know what you're talking about. So it may have derived something like from that, but this was in the early 1900s. There was a hotel and this one person ran it. And what would happen is people would come in and rooms had like trap doors. They would fall through a floor, or
they get thrown through a wall and go into like an acid pit. Yeah.
Yeah. Weird shit like that. And then because the reason nobody found out was because, well, you got to figure back in the day, it wasn't internet. It was just people showing up out of nowhere. Nobody knows who you are. You're paying to stay somewhere.
What's going on? It's John.
But
it's another John.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy how that shit went. But
so yeah, no, It was I can't think of the name of the guy now, but it was the whole season of American Horror Story Hotel. He's in that. He's portrayed in that as a ghost or whatever, and it's his hotel that they're visiting. That
Danny's
all
got
this
it.
shit's going on and these ghosts, whatever. But H. Holmes. There we go. Yeah, it was. That's what the whole season had that character in it. It was about
Yep,
being in that hotel,
she's
just in
right.
modern times, and seeing the history of what happened. But then when you watch it, I think it was. I want to say it was around that the fair. Where the fuck was that fair? That the Simpsons went to the fair.
The World's Fair.
Boom, that I feel like it was had something to tie in like that time around then because people would travel there, stay at the hotel or something, and then people would fucking vanish, and he was just like killing them or some shit, throwing them through the walls.
So
And there was like
Netflix has been fucking dope for horror documentaries, and that's like the thing right now, right? It's kind of like I hate to say it, but it's a trend, right? It's what's hot right now, and people want to watch it. Another really good one was Albert Fish, the guy who was like luring small children. He would eat the kids.
the fuck.
No, you know what?
Nope.
I don't know of that one.
Okay, so Albert Fish actually he's famous for writing a letter to one of the victim's mothers describing what he did to her daughter eating her.
Tony's got a weird obsession with serial killers.
I studied a lot of abnormal and criminal psychologies in high school or in college, I should say. And I was like 3 classes away from a master's in psychology. So I love this shit.
There was
I don't idolize it. I just find it extremely interesting how fucked up somebody's brain can alter.
There was one I remember hearing. It was a podcast though, but they were going on it. It was about. I want to say it was in Atlanta, and it was. I think this episode was called the series was called Monster, but it was a guy who was like kidnapping children in Atlanta and killing them or some shit. Back in like the early 1900s, there was like a lot of racial tension around.
I don't know
who was getting
where
kidnapped.
Albert Fish. Now Albert Fish had other like schizophrenic and mutilation tendencies. He would shove like needles into his groin.
Yeah, no, this one was. They caught somebody who supposedly did it, but
he was
they
in New
never
York.
were able to prove it. There's like they were like, oh, it was some black kids were getting like abducted and murdered, but then like, oh, it was this black guy, but then like it actually tied up to it might have been these like racist rednecks, and then they could never prove it, but the police were like, oh, it can't be these guys because they're white. Like it was fucking strange. I think it was also called Monster, but it was a podcast.
Did you guys ever did you watch the new Unsolved Mysteries series on Netflix? Did you guys watch that?
That's the thing again?
Yeah, it's got like 3 or 4 seasons. I think it's pretty good. There are people online who think it's been sensationalized and it's not very good, but I watched them and I really enjoyed them.
Just people online who don't agree with something being good would have never thought.
Yeah. Used to scare the shit out of me as a kid.
Yeah.
Like scare the shit out of me. That was worse than any horror movie or anything because in your brain, or at least my brain as a kid, right? I'll tell you the one that scared me the most. So when I was little, and I was probably 7 years old or something, we had come down from Connecticut, right? We didn't have a home. We had nowhere to go. We lived in a big old RV, though.
Oh, Tony
right?
was homeless.
What?
You were homeless. Didn't know that.
No, we weren't homeless. We bought a brand new RV and drove from.
You just said you had no home.
It was an RV. It's not a house, ass. So we drove. Are you on the debate team or a psycho?
Home is where the heart is.
Oh my God. So we had a big ass RV and we drove from Connecticut to Florida. And one of the episodes I remember watching was this elderly couple, this grandparent couple had their young kids with them and they were staying in an RV. They were traveling. They stayed in an RV, like in a parking lot somewhere. And this assailant running up with a shotgun and blowing the door off, like to open the door to the trailer and trying to get it and rob them. And as everybody tried to run away, he killed like the grandfather and like one of the kids. And so all that was left was one of the kids and the grandmother. And I remember freaking out thinking they never found this guy. So every time we go to bed at night, I'm like, we're in a camper. Is this guy going to come kill us? Like, I don't
The
know.
episode,
Too much?
No, hell. So I've obviously as a kid, I remember watching Unsolved Mysteries, but weren't there a lot of them like paranormal s? Like they also had like aliens and shit. Like there's just it
yeah,
wasn't like all true crime. It was also like shit like
they
that
did
I
too.
don't
everything.
actually recall that.
They actually Unsolved Mysteries did everything back then in the original show, and even this new one has some paranormal episodes to it, but it's things that people couldn't solve, right? And that's
Right.
I will
It
say
was tight.
the episode of a show like that that scared me the most when I was a kid, it was not Unsolved Mysteries, and I don't remember the name of the show, but I remember that it was narrated by Leonard Nimoy, and it
Oh,
was a show. It was a show like Unsolved
Oh,
Mysteries, but it didn't last very long.
shit.
But the
I can't.
episode,
I remember. I can't remember the name of it though.
the episode that used to freak me out was the one where the Toys R Us was haunted. I don't know if you guys ever saw that episode.
The one I worked
In
at was
Search
haunted,
of?
so
It could be,
yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
right.
In Search of, yeah.
But
But
you
there
know,
was
the
one
Toys R Us
episode
I
where-
worked at was outside of a hospital. There was a children's ward, and that place was fucking haunted, 100%.
but this episode, like there was a Toys R Us built on the side of an old farm, and they had like actual documentation of a guy who was intellectually disabled, but he had fallen
So he was an idiot.
He had fallen in love with the farmer's daughter.
Most of 2020.
And he was chopping wood one day, and he like chopped off a leg on accident because he wasn't paying attention, and like he bled to death and died there. And then years later, they built the Toys R Us, but the Toys R Us was haunted. Like that episode always freaked me out.
So just because we borrowed Toys R Us, have you guys seen the trailer for that new movie about the guy who lived in a Toys R Us?
The
There's a
Channing
movie?
Tatum one?
It's a movie. It's based on a true story, but it's a movie and it's starring Channing Tatum. Like he lived inside the stock room in the ceiling of a Toys R Us, and then he goes around and he robs banks and like McDonald's and shit. But I always thought it was a bullshit story because when I worked at Toys R Us, the managers always part of the closing we had to go through the back and there was like these roof hatches, and we had to go up there every time we closed to make sure there was nobody living up there because oh, you know, that guy used to live in the one. It never said what state of that guy used to live in Toys R Us. You know, we have to check. That was one of our procedures because it's fucking real. I always thought it was fake, but now it's based on a true story in a movie. So
Yeah.
That is so weird.
yeah, he was robbing fucking McDonald's and shit, and then just went into a Toys R Us and lived in a roof.
Yep.
See, I keep thinking of what the hell is that movie from late 80s, early 90s where the guy's like the cleaning boy in the Target? That's what I equate it to. What the hell is it?
You got me.
The two robbers and the girl stay overnight. Why don't I want to say
As
it's
far
like
as I'm aware, Target wasn't even a thing until like the early 2000s. So
What?
I had never been to one. Like, I never saw a Target until like the early 2000s. Sorry, my family didn't have Target money. My bad.
My family didn't have Target money either, but my mother's mother worked at Target for years.
So
Career
technically technically she had Target money because she was getting paid by Target.
So it was in 1991. It's called Career Opportunities.
Huh.
So this
Never heard of
really
that.
hot chick has like is like super wealthy, and she like hides out in a Target, and then these two robbers they rob the Target, and then this one dude is like a loser and he can't ever get a good job, can't ever keep a good job, and he's one of those people like he's an embellisher, so he always talks everything up like it's something bigger.
He's working
And
at Target.
what?
So he's working at Target. So
Yeah. So he's like cleaning like after hours and he finds her. And then like the two robbers, and that's like the whole movie. And it's actually pretty funny, but
yeah, never heard of this.
his name's Jim. I forget like what his real name is, but it's Jim in the movie.
So Tim's still kind of confused that you had TVs back when you were a kid. Because
I just feel like if we don't acknowledge
you're
Tim,
old
we'll
and
be better
homeless.
off.
So Psycho, you had started saying something right before we went live because you know I don't want to be late for our one fan watching.
Yeah.
So you're bringing up something about Street Sharks. Like what
Yeah,
happened?
so like I read online that Mattel originally planned to do like 2, 3, or 4 releases. So they were going to do the Sharks and the 2 bad guys, but then they were going to do alternate versions of the Sharks, just like the old line had alternate versions. But none of those ever came out. Nobody said anything about them. But now we have that new IDW series comic for Street Sharks, and allegedly they're considering a reboot of the cartoon show as well. And I'm just curious, kind of what our thoughts are on that. Like, if we are, for it, not for
So
it.
all right. So they did 2 waves of the toys, right?
Yeah.
Tony doesn't like sharks for one reason. You'd
No,
think
I
he
just
would
don't. I
because
don't think
one of
it's
them
going
is
to
a
be
great
successful.
white, and Tony's like, whoo. But so there was 2 waves done. Each wave had 2 sharks and 1 bad guy. Then they showed at Comic Con, maybe New York Toy Fair last year, the year before. They showed wave 3 and 4,
Okay.
and it wasn't variants. There was like the liquor, the big whatever the fuck, the killer whale one. Like there was other characters.
Okay.
Recently, it was, I would say it was at New York Toy Fair, possibly Comic Con. Mattel did announce that there will be more sharks. It's just been put on hold due to the tariff situation at the time when it was
Yeah.
going crazy. That they put it on hold, but they are still doing it. It was just put on the back burner until they got things figured out. But they are still releasing what they've shown, so they will come. Just whenever.
I was just thinking about it because you and I talked recently about the Street Sharks, and I was able to get the whole set except for the one bad guy that I'm still missing. And you're like, oh yeah, no, I picked up 2 of everything, and I was getting them at ridiculous prices. And
Yeah, they're at Ross for like, or no,
I gave
TJ
you
Maxx, Burlington,
2 for
and
free.
Marshall. Yeah, you gave me 2 for free because you had them. I told you I was looking for them. You're just like, oh, look what I got. This. Thank you.
yeah, because I would eventually like to find them. I mean, they're probably gone now. You're not going to find them in the stores, but I am
I
going
mean,
to
it's Christmas time. You very well could.
open up the set that I have and display those on my shelf because I thought that they were very cool. I don't know. I remember liking the cartoon the couple of times I saw it as a kid, and I think that if they were to bring it back, I would definitely give it a watch and see what it's like. Um,
I don't want to watch the cartoon again. So
no,
no,
not even
because
if
I
they do a
enjoyed it as
reboot.
a kid, and I feel like I'm gonna hate it as an adult. Yeah. So just with let's segue into that. Just because we really got no topic, right?
Okay.
Things that you were watching as a kid that you loved, and this can go back to our little shop of horrors, but movies and the shows and shit that we watched as kids that we absolutely adored until you watched it as an adult and you're like, I was stupid. Because that is horrible. I know I can't be the only one that's experienced that. I mean, I know we all experienced Little Shop of Horrors, but I can't be the only one that's experienced it with more than just that.
All right, so I mean, like, I remember being a kid when the live action Ninja Turtle show came out. I don't remember the name of it.
Next
Next
now.
mutation.
The Next Mutation, right? And I remember I thought the show was decent. Like I didn't have any problem with it whatsoever. And then when I saw it a few years back, well, now maybe more than a few years again, I'm like, holy crap, this is terrible. Like there's nothing redeeming about this at all, except for I did think some of the turtle designs were actually very good. Like the way that they kind of evolved them as they allegedly aged. Right. I thought the new belts and the masks and stuff were cool.
I'm not sure who Titan Fighter is, but I have a feeling. But I feel like watching paint dry is better than eating the paint chips.
So with to your point, Psycho, that was part of that like Saban era.
Yeah.
So like everything kind of had that Saban feel. So you had the Power Rangers, you had Beetleborgs, you had Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. All of those shows which I loved, by the way, and I'm so sad that didn't become more of a thing. But
Have you tried rewatching it?
well, I'm not saying, but that was like kind of my point. So like they were all. I'm sorry, you try to sit through an episode of Power Rangers and you're like, I might put a bullet through both of my brains.
You're not wrong.
I don't know. The
You're
original
not
Power
wrong at all.
Rangers, the original Power Rangers, I can watch a few episodes. They're not great. They're cheesy, but they're not terrible.
But it's funny. But like watching Power Rangers, knowing what you know now as an adult, right? You start
Yeah.
picking out like, oh, that's not them in costume. That's the Asian
Well,
actors.
I'm just talking
Like-
about like sheer screen. Like you're watching, sitting there watching a show, and it's like, okay, the acting is really bad. Like I can't help it. Like I'm like losing my mind where the acting is like not even B-rated bad. It's just bad.
Yeah.
It's like my daughter and 15 of her friends got together and said, let's make a TV show.
I mean, what's weird is that you say that the acting being bad, and I don't know if it's like maybe a couple characters or if
It's
all the
Disney bad.
characters. No, but like even they're doing shit like that still. Because Melissa was watching something the other night with Tim Allen in it, and I was watching it. I'm like, this is really fucking bad acting. Like Tim Allen was fine, but it was like the chick that plays his daughter was horrible.
It's
Jennings.
what's her name? It's
Kat
Kat
Dennings.
Dennings. I had to go like this 'cause it's
that
Kat
one. Yeah,
Dennings.
that one. But like her acting is atrocious in this show.
I don't give a shit about her acting. I care about her boobs.
You don't see him like there's a lot of this like face up shots. Like you have to deal with her. Like
She's
Sean
Kat
William
Dennings.
Scott's in it, Stifler's in it. He's funny, and so is I don't know his name, but he was in a bunch of movies back in the day before he became paralyzed. But he got an
Christopher
accident.
Reeve?
Whatever. He's in a wheelchair now.
Stephen Hawking.
No, he's dead. But yes, but like I said, it's just watching. I'm like, Tim Allen's parts aren't bad at all, but like her acting is like usually like high schoolers recorded a video and it's fucking horrible. And that's current TV. So I can only
So-
imagine visiting back how much worse it was back then, like for the Power Rangers.
I'm just thinking like to Psycho's point. So he's talking about, the next mutation. But again, like that whole era was that Saban era. So whoever was directing all of these, and I gotta assume it's probably some of the same people, same writers sitting together.
Yep.
It was very. You knew you were watching Saban. Whenever you were watching, you knew it was Saban because they all kind of like acted the same. They all had the same emotions when things would happen. So yeah, if one thing was bad, they were all bad. Like as a kid, I liked Superhuman, not for the acting. I liked Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad because I liked the mecha, and it was everything they had was very derivative of Jaguar and kind of like kaiju oriented shit. And so that's why I liked the show. I thought it was cool. Beetleborgs were fucking terrible. That was just we need
never
kids.
a fan of Beetleborgs.
Yeah, we need small kids to be able to be Power Rangers, basically. Call it what you want to. And then we also had Common. It wasn't called Common Rider though, was it? It was called something.
It was called Masked Rider in the U.S.
Masked Rider. Yeah, so
You know
we
the
brought
guy
that
who-
over, and it was Saban again.
You know the guy who played the American character for Masked Rider over here? He died a couple of years ago.
Oh, there you go. Probably because the show was so shitty.
Took a while then. That's how shitty it was. They couldn't deliver.
Oh man.
But yeah, no,
That's
like I
not
said,
a worse
I was
basket
just curious
during
because
COVID.
like I run into that. I feel like I run into a lot when I watch something that's like because like a lot of these channels now are playing old cartoons and old shows from when we were kids. And I'm just like, man, these are bad. Like I tried watching an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark from the 90s. I'm like, man, I love this fucking show.
Yeah. Saved by
No,
the Bell. I enjoyed Saved by the Bell when I was a kid. That show is terrible to watch
No.
now.
I can still watch Saved by the Bell just because of watching all those videos about Zach Morris is a douchebag or whatever the hell it is. And then I can watch it, enjoying the fact that Zach Morris is a douchebag and makes it funny at least.
A lot of the old Disney cartoons that I liked now are terrible.
Terrible.
Gummy Bears. That show is trash. Goof
I wouldn't even
Troop.
try and watch it.
Goof Troop could not watch it.
Had a great theme song.
It did. But like some of them still hold up. The original DuckTales, Chippendale Rescue Rangers, Tailspin. It's like the good ones got canceled.
I mean, yeah, I can see that. I can't. It's hard because there's so many different ones that try and be like, what's the reason they hold up versus the ones that don't?
Yeah.
Because you can't really say it's subject matter. It's just got to be the writing and
the voice
for
acting.
the cartoons, the voice acting.
Yeah,
but
I agree with all that because I will tell you, like, I can go back. If I were to sit down right now, I'll go back and watch the G.I. Joe movie or any of the episodes, and I'm all right with it. I can sit there and watch them, and it's fine. I can go back and watch Robotech, but I know it's not really the same. But I can watch that over and over and over again, and it doesn't bore me. I don't lose interest in it or anything like that. But if and I could probably here's the thing, it sucks. I went back and tried to watch Mask.
Wow.
I love Mask. I grew up with Mask. And I couldn't do it. I went back to watch the show, and I'm just like, this is not progressing fast enough. And like I'm sitting here thinking, dude, it's no different with Transformers. If I go back and watch the original Transformers show, it's so hard to not be like, can you guys move a little faster? This is like Dragon Ball Z slow. Let's move forward, please. It's killing me.
I wonder, so to that point, right? I wonder if it was new to you, if it would be different.
I think if it were new to him, he wouldn't watch it at all.
Probably.
I mean, but if you'd feel like, I guess the idea I'm thinking is like, oh, it's slow because you know where it's going, right? You know what the payoff is at the end. You just want to get there. Like, all right, come on. I know where this is going. Let's get to it. Versus somebody who's never watched it, they're going to be a little, at least at first, they don't understand where it's going. So it's kind of something new, especially to a child who's, kind of smooth-brained.
I think the excitement, I think what it is as a child, nothing was on demand for us, right?
Yeah.
Nothing was readily available. Like you could not just flip on a TV and your show was on. You had to wait for
it was on all the time for me on demand, motherfucker.
What time does it come on? Is it during the week? Is it a Saturday morning cartoon? Are you going to be able to see any more than one episode a week? What is it? As opposed to now where it's like, oh, I want to watch whatever. Well, they're all on demand. I can just say I don't like this and move on. As a kid, you were almost forced to, first of all, if you did like a show, you were excited for the next episode regardless for what it was.
Yep.
And so there was that satisfaction when it finally came out. I get to see the next episode, as opposed to now where it's like, oh, this episode sucks. Let me skip to the next one.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of shows I liked as a kid that I would be afraid to try to watch now, and I have not tried to watch. So, like, Captain Planet. I liked Captain Planet as a kid. That show, I'm almost positive it did not hold up. Mighty Max, right? I liked that show as a kid. I'm fairly positive that show did not hold up.
I wouldn't even try and watch that.
I feel like the third party, but I feel like the obscure stuff might hold up. Like I used to watch a show called Wheeled Warriors. Not a lot of people know what it was. Had an awesome toy line. I don't own them. I wish I did. And it was a radical. I talked about this before on Shellhead Toys. What?
So go buy them, you rich motherfucker.
They're very expensive. So they're organic.
So when Tony says they're very expensive, Mister, I paid $1,500 for a fucking Terradrome. You know they're expensive. If Tony says they're fucking expensive, they're expensive.
So they're organic. The bad guys are like organic. The good guys are organic too, but in their different way, and it's very hard to explain. But they like transform themselves like organically, not like a transformer, into these cars that all have weapons. So like the bad guys have like these giant fucking saw blades.
So BattleBots.
Right? What?
BattleBots?
They kind of look like that, but they all transform into something with some crazy saw blades or weapons and stuff like that. And it was a really cool show, and I enjoyed it. Now, the animation was beyond its time. It was not like standard animations for kids shows. And I kind of think like the Centurions. Do you guys remember that show?
Yes, I didn't watch it, but I
don't remember watching it.
Well, okay, so almost like kind of like He-Man, where like the animation did not the animation was beyond like
Subpar.
yeah, like it was grittier. It's not like Turtles, like we talked about that, where Turtles was very cartoony and they just the first couple episodes were awesome, but then the other animation just trailed off and it was just to make the show. So Wheeled Warriors is one of those shows where every episode stayed gritty. They didn't lose that texture and that detail in the animations. So it kept my interest. It was probably beyond my years as a kid to be watching, to even comprehend, truthfully.
Yeah.
Like Thundercats, that didn't trail off, right? That I can remember.
I didn't watch Thundercats. I could not tell you.
I want to say that stayed grit.
I mean, the chat could chime in because we got people watching. Y'all quiet right now, but they could chime in on that. But yeah, I couldn't tell you on that one.
There were lots of obscure cartoon shows that I watched as a kid that I never realized had toys until I became an adult. Like there was
as Tony said, they're expensive as fuck then.
Yeah, no, like there was that King Arthur cartoon show where it took like modern day athletes and put them back into medieval times and they became King Arthur and all the knights.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah. I used to really like that show, and as an adult, I saw a toy once. I'm like, this has to be a custom, but it wasn't. They had like a whole toy line.
You just blew my fucking mind, dude. I totally forgot about that.
They had like
probably for good reason, honestly.
They had a toy line for oh God, what was it? James Bond Jr. Right? Like I don't know if you guys remember that show. James Bond Jr.
Good.
Bucky O'Hare.
I love Bucky O'Hare.
Yeah.
They
remade those recently, but like the original toy line is money.
So that original toy line, I used to own every one of them, and I paid pennies on the dollar because they weren't worth shit back then.
Yep.
Now they're worth a fucking fortune. But I remember the commercials, man, because the guy was English. And he used to go, Bucky O'Hare the Toodles. And I'm like, oh my God, I have to own all these. Like, but they weren't turtles. They scale with turtles.
Tony's reasoning for buying stuff is
they scaled with turtles. They were shitty, like some of the turtle toys, just very basic. The Toad Stomper is literally this fucking circular thing that looks like a frog that the Bucky and the duck, I forget his name, but they would fucking just smash frogs. That's what it was made. It was Toad Stomper. Terrible toys, man, but great fucking series.
And then recently I discovered that
fucking Tim is mad.
The Darkwing Duck toys from the original cartoon were made by Playmates. They made the Darkwing Duck toy line. I remember as a kid, I had a friend who had Darkwing and Launchpad and the jet, and I that jet was amazing. I always wanted to get it, and I never did.
You gotta love Launchpad and how he just transitioned.
Yeah, because the kids love Launchpad, so it's like, oh, let's just take him from this show, which is done, and put him into this show.
And he had the best voice, and his name, honest to Christ, is Launchpad McQuack.
Yep.
You know what? If I ever have another kid somewhere in another life, his name's going to be Launchpad McQuack.
You know what? I'm going to hold you to that.
I might just have to buy another cat.
No, you said kid. You said.
But yeah, I mean, some of these old toys I never knew anything about. It's cool to go and like see what they were. I don't know that I'd ever spent any kind of money for them, but it's cool.
So
I mean, I like the original Toxic Avenger or Toxic Crusader toys that Playmates did. I always thought those were cool looking.
They're very expensive, like very expensive.
They looked cool for sure. They definitely look cool. But see, that's one of those things that I've always enjoyed about going to toy shows and collectible shows and shit, because you find those random ones that you've never seen before.
Yeah.
Maybe not some of the ones we go to down here because it seems like it's a lot of the same stuff, but when you start seeing videos or you go to like flea markets that are like out of state, you start seeing more of those random toys and you start getting those memories like, holy crap, or things like I never even knew that existed. That's why I do like going to those and watching like people who do like hunts and stuff at those types of shows, because you see shit that's like, holy crap. But then you also run into the fact of, oh, cool, let me see if I can buy one. You're like, oh, no. Never mind.
Yeah. No, I mean it was a toy show where I saw the King Arthur figure from the TV show, and I was like, wow, I didn't even know they made toys.
Starcom. You guys, like, I had those. So that was later part of my childhood, right? So, like, growing up, we had Mask, we had G.I. Joe, we had Transformers, we had Sectars. Those were some of the main things. And I had Voltron, a little, here and there. We never had Thundercats. I watched it. I never owned any. And then
I still have the ones that I own.
I never had Thundercats. And then, but this toy came out called, I just said it, Starcom. And they were cool. I remember how we got introduced to them. My mother used to buy all kinds of shit off QVC. So it's like home shopping, right? But for rich people, I guess. We were broke. I don't know why she was on there. But she used to buy shit off QVC. And I remember Mummy's Alive. That was fucking crazy.
Yeah, Mummy's Alive.
But the first set of Starcom vehicles showed up on QVC, and it was just these little triangle fucking Doritos looking jets, and you would press the button and they were all timed, so it would go psst, and then the guns would shoot out. So it was like, well, like wind it up kind of thing. And I remember I had the 2 black jets, my brother had the 2 white jets. You're welcome, Tim. And it was just like a cool set to own. I never owned any other vehicle from the line. I didn't know there were any more vehicles in the line. Just happened to be what we owned at the time. But it's kind of cool. Like as I got older, the obscure toys that were coming out that are worth a fortune now.
Yeah. When I was really young, I had this set of toys that I don't even know who got them for me, but I loved them. And one of them was a jet on a handle, like a remote control car handle, but it was a fighter jet on it. And then the other one was a tank. And they communicated through lasers, right? So like you would point the jet at the tank and you'd pull the trigger on the handle and it would make like a missile firing sound. And if it was in like connection with the tank or anywhere near it, it would like make an explosion sound in the tank. And it was super cool. I have no idea, what it was or anything else, but those things were awesome.
I feel like I know what you're talking about. I just don't know what they were called. I want to say they're by like Air Hogs or something like that.
I think
it would have been older than Air Hogs.
Yeah, no, like I was really young. I was like 5 or 6 years old. So we're talking.
I feel like that was one of those toys that you'd see, and then like right after you see the commercial for that, you'd see like moon shoes. Like it's one of those toys. Just like the random toys that pop up on like Nickelodeon in the afternoon to rot our brains. Oh, so what the fuck is Mutant League '90s show? I feel like I had a stroke trying to.
I think it was a football, like a mutant football league, if I remember correctly.
Okay, fuck it.
Like as people are talking about these, I'm like, fuck, I remember this. These were shows that I would skip past. I didn't watch them.
I think I sold these at one of the shows. I probably shouldn't have. But just because you said the Mutant League, you said football, whatever show. There was trading cards back in the day. And I want to say it was a Coke product. But they were like NFL mascots as horror, or like there was like all horror. But they were, I don't even know it was the mascots, but like each team had like representation, but they were like horror, werewolves and mummies and all kinds of shit like that. I had the cards, but I think I sold them at one of the shows we did last year. But nothing. You guys have never seen these things?
No.
I've never even heard of
it.
It's Coke. I'm pretty sure it's Coke, and I know Tim's
weird ass toy in the night. Good.
I want Tim to say something. Go ahead. What happened, Tony?
Well, I was gonna say my big weird ass toy in the '90s, that I brought up before on Shellhead was the Botsmaster, because it was the first 3D show, first show that you could watch with 3D glasses. They actually told you during the show, put on your glasses, because the show would be in 3D, and the toys were horrific. But of course, I bought the combiner. There's a combiner. One of the things that drew me to that show was all about mecha. They had a combiner. I bought the combiner toy. It's absolutely atrocious, but I leave it in the box. And I bought all of the figures. The only thing I don't own is they did sell all of the combiner pieces individually, and they are damn near impossible to find. They are one of those toys that they're worth something, but they're not worth something, if that makes sense. The only reason they're worth something is because they barely made any. Nobody cares about the show. Nobody remembers the show. It's just, if you have it, you might see it on eBay. I have never in my life seen a piece of it at a toy show. Never even heard somebody talk about it. I've only seen it on eBay, and I found those by accident.
Yeah, you've lost me on that one.
It happens.
More than I'd like to admit.
I never heard about that.
All right, so I'm not crazy. I'm gonna share a screen real quick.
That was a great show.
Fucking find it. There we go. Boom. Nothing? There we go. You guys have never seen these fucking things?
No, I don't remember playing cards.
They're trading cards, but yeah,
Yeah.
This is Emmett Smith right here.
How do you make that screen bigger? Can you?
Let me see. I got an idea. Maybe not.
Man, I got a wicked fucking headache tonight, dude.
Fucking Boston. Did I get bigger?
Yeah, it's a little better.
Slightly bigger, yeah.
I mean, it's not Booyah baseball, but it's cool.
Okay. It was just you guys were talking about the fucking football and the
Nobody?
It just made me think of these things.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Monsters of the Gridiron.
The fact that nobody fucking remembers it apparently. Annoying. Bastards.
I mean, I said Booyah baseball and nobody blinked.
I have no idea what the hell that is. That's why I didn't blink. Why the fuck are we still small?
It's from Alf.
Is it?
Those were his trading cards.
I'll have to give you that. I don't. That's one that I haven't gone back to watch because I am afraid.
Oh no, Alf is still Alf. It's great.
Okay.
Yeah, so he trades trading cards with Brian, the little kid.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's not the right one. And
there we go.
He goes, they throw fish parts instead of baseballs.
I do remember that. See, okay. I need a small amount of context to get on board with that. Okay, I do.
So Willie was the dad, and Brian was the son, and Kate was the wife, and I don't remember the daughter's name.
Oh yeah, I could never tell you the fucking names of anybody except Alf.
But they were the whole thing was absolutely hilarious.
So the idea that, the things that didn't hold up, like I said, there's probably various reasons across the board why they didn't hold up.
Sure.
But I wonder, when you look at older shows, so go back to the 70s, when you had the Scooby-Doos and all those, the Hanna-Barbera cartoons and shit before, I feel like those all hold up pretty damn well versus some of the stuff that we had as new when we were kids and how they hold up today.
So I think the reason older cartoons hold up is, one, there were no filters. There was no trying to please everybody. It was just,
this is what it is.
Yeah, it's comedy or it's whatever, and whatever was acceptable. But as society has changed, things become toned down or watered down or restricted or what have you. Psycho fall asleep?
No, I'm here. I'm listening. I'm trying to find that stupid jet thing.
Oh, I'm like, are you just resting your eyes? What's going on?
No. Nope.
Are you pulling a Johnny on us right now? So,
God damn it.
So yeah, so as the shows have progressed, even in the 90s,
he doesn't watch.
Things were politically correct, right? There
right.
were no There were no off-color jokes. There were no anything that could offend anybody. It just is what it was. But if you go back
Was
to,
it though?
No,
I feel like it was. I don't feel like there was
In
anything
the
in the 90s.
'90s, I feel like cartoons got away with murder and being politically incorrect.
yeah, I don't. I mean, I think going into
In
the
the
2000s,
90s?
Rocko's Modern Life.
going into the 2000s, that would be correct. In the 90s, no. Ren and Stimpy, Rocco's Modern Life, like the
Okay, but that was raunchy. So like back,
Beavis and Butthead.
but nothing was. All right, let me
Well,
break
the
this-
only difference that I can see there is that Beavis and Butthead technically was for adults, right? It was adult animation, whereas Rocko's Modern Life was on Nickelodeon,
Okay,
given for kids.
But if you go back to early Looney Tunes and early cartoons and things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like way back. So it's going to support my society thing. What you guys are talking about is raunchy. There wasn't racial. There wasn't politically incorrect humor in the 90s. In my
Sure,
opinion.
there was.
Bro. Talking
What?
about
Bro,
nipples and shit like that is not the same.
No. What about Waynehead? Right? The show Waynehead that Damon Wayans.
But that was a live
created.
action show.
No, it was a cartoon for kids. That one was incredibly politically incorrect.
You talking
and
about the kid where his
incredibly
leg
racial.
had a brace on it?
That was one of the characters. Yeah, one of the characters had a big ass head. One of them had a big lip. Right, like that character. That show was absolutely politically incorrect.
But wasn't that written?
well,
This
see,
kinda came out
okay,
wrong,
so I
but-
think besides the ideas of like obviously Beavis and Butthead, because like I said, that was for adults, but Rocko's Modern Life, even when you look back to like Rugrats, there was a lot of adult humor in those, but
There was a shit
they
ton of
were,
adult humor in Rugrats.
yeah,
But it was
but
also
they
liberal.
but all those jokes were disguised much more than they were back in the 60s, right? They were blatant about it back then. They didn't care. Whereas in the 90s, they had to hide it from the kids, but enough that where the parents watching it with the kids could also enjoy it.
So to your point, and I think that's what I'm trying to say. Maybe I'm not saying it right. Those older cartoons, I'm gonna point one of the obvious ones out. Don't fucking label me. Somebody be looking at something or be an explosion, their face would go black, but everything else would be white on their face.
Right. Yes.
You all know what I'm talking about. It's racially wrong. And then what if somebody got hit in the head and they automatically they became Chinese, right? Because they got hit in the head and they made their eyes. You know what I'm talking about? God damn it, it's
I do.
cartoons.
No,
Don't
you're
look at me
absolutely
like
right.
I'm a woman.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't
I didn't
hide
write
it.
this shit. Support me.
They didn't hide it because I mean, in reality, the Looney Tunes were just the Three Stooges, right? Just in cartoon form, is what it came down to. But
Damn
yes,
it. You guys
Yeah.
fucking
You're
hang me
absolutely
out to dry.
No, I mean I got what you were saying, but I don't agree with it. Like
see,
in the 90s, they were still doing that stuff.
I don't remember any cartoon in the 90s where somebody gets smacked in the head and they become Asian.
well, I do because they were still showing like the Looney Tunes on like Cartoon Network, right?
Okay, but modern cartoons though, like I'm saying newer cartoons. That you mentioned Hanna-Barbera. So Looney Tunes, Hanna-Barbera, all that stuff that happened back then,
No, I agree with you.
it was stereotyped very badly.
Oh yeah, no, it was. That's what I'm saying. Like then, they didn't hide what they were saying or what they were doing. It was just this is what it is. You enjoy
Yes,
it. You enjoy
that
it.
is
You watch
correct.
it. You
Holy
watch it.
fucking shit, is that real?
Yes, that is correct. It is 100% correct. Yes.
That is hilarious.
Well, that happened. So, in case anybody who's listening, it says, didn't Transformers have an arc where there were Arab people who owned oil? They came from the land of Carbomia.
And it's true. It's 100% true. It's a real thing.
Well, see, so that's one of those things. I mean, I've never seen that, right? But what the fuck? So, but I agree with Tony though, because the Looney Tunes
Don't do that.
and those
Get you in trouble.
and those cartoons back then, there was no they weren't hiding it. It was just, this is the comedy aspect. This is funny. It wasn't dumbed down. It was just, this is it. Whereas in the 90s, aside from, you could pick out some examples, the exceptions that make the rule, but for the most part, cartoons in the 90s did child it down, but they did keep those types of jokes in there, but they were more disguised.
Quinn.
So the kids didn't understand, but the parents would understand. Disney was notorious for it in their movies, right?
I mean,
There's notorious.
Also, let's not forget that Looney Tunes was not made for children; it was made for adults, right? So
Originally,
It was on.
yes, originally
Saturday morning.
Looney Tunes was made for adults. Originally, the Disney cartoons were also made for adults. They were not made for children.
Yeah, you're
Right.
talking about back when they put them on before fucking movies as like a pre-screener.
Well, yeah, but I'm not.
Looney
That's
Tunes
not
was part of a movie reel, weren't they? Originally, they were not movie reels. I'm sorry, weren't they originally demonstrating like newsreels during the 40s and 30s and whatnot?
like so. I can't speak for Looney Tunes, but Disney would have cartoons that played after the newsreels, before the film. When you went to the movies, right? It'd be shorts. And I think Looney Tunes was developed to be the same thing, but Chuck Jones wanted an adult entertainment form, and that's what he went for, right? So like Looney Tunes was originally created to be an adult cartoon, not a children's cartoon.
Okay, but that's still going back to the 40s, right? 50s.
Yeah.
So, but the cartoons that we all watched in the 90s were Looney Tunes from the 70s. Is that an accurate assessment?
I don't know.
Because I wasn't watching Bugs Bunny from the 40s.
I watched them all.
I'm gonna say, but like, you could tell a Looney Tune short from the 40s versus the ones that we were watching with Hanna-Barbera that's from like the 70s. Like,
For sure, the face on Bugs Bunny changed drastically over the years.
Huge difference. So that's why the ones that I'm referring to are obviously the ones from that era of the 70s, maybe the late 60s for some, but it's the 70s is where like those were kids, but they didn't treat kids like idiots. They just let it be what it was. It wasn't, they didn't like, oh, we have to make a cartoon for children or a cartoon for adults. We're just making a cartoon, and they put it towards the children, but they didn't make it for the children.
Yeah.
Whereas cartoons in the 90s were for the children, but like I said, they purposely hid that stuff for the adults. Because if you watch like Hey Arnold now, it's a completely different show, knowing what you know as an adult. Same thing with Rocko's Modern Life.
Well, I mean,
Like,
because again, it was created to entertain the people that were paying for stuff, right? Like, if your kid is complaining that they want to go to the theater and you're going to take them, you don't want to watch something that has nothing in it for you, like you're saying. But it's also when these changes started occurring when we were kids, it was because our parents who were started with TV. Like, remember that our parents were the original TV generation. Like they were babysat by the TV. Right.
Well,
so
TV had just become a thing where people actually could afford it in their home.
Yes. Like, so for instance, Looney Tunes came out in 1930. It was only in theaters. It was shorts before the film, and they were making it to entertain the adults who could pay to go to the theater. I don't know. I think that there were adults in mind when they made the 90s cartoons, a lot of them as well. And it's not just for raunchy humor.
But literally, are you not listening to the conversation?
I heard what you said. What I'm saying is, I don't think that they were hiding things in there for the adults to see. I think that they were putting it in there up front and center, right? Because they knew that kids wouldn't understand it.
But that's the difference, right? So it wasn't front and center because the kids didn't understand it. Or is it because kids are dumber? Because the cartoons from the 70s, the kids understood it.
I don't think that they did. I mean, and I hate to argue just because
when I was a kid, I understood it all.
Yeah, but your sensibilities were different, right? Like,
Oh, he's getting mad. He
Well,
threw
shit,
the
the hat came
beanie
off.
no, like
because he's trying to make a point.
my
And
head is
he's
getting
not
hot.
getting
But
it.
like, the thing that I'm saying is, it's
Mm.
cartoons.
Sorry.
No, like it's dumb, but like I studied comics and cartoons in college, right? So like this stuff is important to me, and I don't think that it was ever like we're gonna put this stuff in here and the kids are gonna get it and some kids aren't gonna get it. I mean, the designers at the time made the cartoons the way they wanted to, right? We're talking about a time before there was ratings on films, before there were ratings on cartoons. People could get away with a lot of things. You can go back to the 50s and the 60s, and it's like, oh, well, they were just blatant with it. It's not that they were blatant with it. It's that's what was going on in society. When you saw a character depicted one way in a live film, they were depicted the exact same way in a cartoon. And so it's always been like that. So in the 90s, the things that you would see in a live film were depicted the exact same way in a cartoon. It's not that they're dumbing it down or they're hiding it or they're just not doing it anymore. It's that the way that society is depicted on TV and in live action movies is the exact same way cartoonists strive to depict cartoons so they stay relevant and so that they are encapsulating moments in time. So I just don't think that I don't think it's fair to say that they were right out in front and blatant with things because they could get away with it, as much as that's just how the world was. The same way that in the 90s when they were making things, that's how the world is. And now today in the 2020s, that's how the world is, right? It's not a matter of, ooh, we're going to get away with things because
It wasn't about getting away with it. They weren't like, oh, we're gonna make these off-colored jokes because we can get away with it. We, as I said, that they just did it because that's what it was. Uh, you're arguing points that we said, but you're arguing in a way that make you sound right when you're saying a lot of the same stuff we already said. So, like, we're not saying that they did it to get away with the shit. They did it because that's what it was. Absolutely. In the 90s, they couldn't get away with a lot of that shit.
so my argument is going
So
back to Tony's original argument, which is cartoons have not been dumbed down. They are a product of society at the moment that they're created. There's not dumbing it down or beefing it up.
but the adult side of it, which is what it was about, has been less apparent. It's been hidden, but they've left it, and they've done it in ways they'll make it slide jokes, go off screen, to where an adult watching it understands. Whereas if it was in the 70s, it would have been right there because there wouldn't have been any reason for them to have to hide it. Whereas in the 90s, you had to hide it. In 2025, like unless you're South Park or Big Mouth, these shows, Gumball is actually pretty fucking hilarious for adults, but it's different. Like they can't get away with dick now because they get looked over with a fine tooth comb in comparison. Oh, I need to watch the new season of Big Mouth. God damn, I'm out of fucking drink. Commies.
I don't
No,
know.
that's it.
I will say that cartoons have always hidden things in them. I just don't think it's any different than it is now. I mean, you could look up the cartoon Swing Wedding from I think 1937 and watch some of that stuff like slowed down, and you'll see stuff that's absolutely crazy because they weren't supposed to have it in there.
Does he have a
To be
job?
fair, not anymore. He gave it up because he was losing.
That
So
because I was losing.
Wait, isn't that Gustavo?
no, that's Anthony.
Oh. I was like, does he have a job?
I thought Anthony was the Titan fighter.
I feel that was him also, but it also said M on it, so I don't think so.
Okay.
But
I
Spectre
thought
Gundam is
Spectre
definitely
was
Tony.
Gustavo. I thought Gustavo changed. What was his original one?
Gustavo's not in here. Gustavo doesn't pop into this show often. Once in a while, he pops in. It's because he doesn't like me. I think it's really because Johnny's not here. I think he really watches to support good old J5 toys.
We haven't seen Nicole on in like 2-3 weeks.
I think she's tied up somewhere. I think she's
Oh, Jesus.
tied up. So.
That's another show.
But I don't know. Oh, so you guys have anything else you want? We're at the 10 o'clock mark. We're about an hour in.
I mean, I think we did pretty good for the show. I would just say if you guys liked Unsolved Mysteries, you should watch the new version on Netflix. I thought it was worth watching. Some of them are very good.
And Tony feels you should watch the Ed Gaines story.
When I get Netflix back for Stranger Things, I might watch it.
I'll give you my fucking login, dude.
You can't do that. It doesn't work that way anymore. Sharing passwords doesn't work.
So can we at least
that,
acknowledge that next Thursday is trick or treat night?
Is it? Have you finally gotten it right?
All he has to do is say next week enough times, and he will eventually be right.
It's like I feel like Tony's been talking about trick or treat next week since like July.
Wait, I am not the one you're looking to make fun of.
Yes. So yes, next week, Halloween Eve.
I want to Anna her back one. Sorry.
October 30th. Yes, we'll be doing a Collector's Hideout watches trick or treat.
Dude, call it what it is.
Collector's Hideout watches trick or treat.
It's the Collector's Hideout Halloween special.
Shit, you know what?
Fucking guy, man. God damn it.
I like that.
I mean, to be fair, he didn't go to school for marketing. I'm just, To be
fair, to be 100% fair, off topic but on topic because it's Halloween. I have not been in the Halloween spirit this year. I've just kind of wanted the year over. So
why?
Because you look like reverse candy corn, where it's all like orange at the bottom.
No, it's like I haven't even put up my Halloween tree. Like I haven't done shit. I haven't decorated. Like I'm just not. I don't know. I've been too tired and shit.
I had a DoorDasher asking me why my Christmas tree was up. I'm like, it's a fucking Halloween tree, dude. What are you, new? It's got a witch hat on top.
So yes, the Halloween special. Yes, we're gonna watch Trick or Treat, and we're gonna deep dive into it. I'll tell you this right now: Psycho already hates it.
I'm calling myself the designated hater.
Oh my god!
So he's pulling the internet versus Ghostbusters 2016, right? Like he hasn't seen.
I'm not hating it for gender. Let's not label me that way.
He's already hating it, even though he hasn't seen it. He's just like, oh, it's.
You haven't seen it?
I have not.
No, Trick or Treat he hasn't seen.
It's like I told Wheezy. I'm not a horror movie fan. I don't just watch horror movies. There's got to be a reason, and usually the reason is I'm hanging out with people who want to see it, right? So
the Trick or Treat is not necessarily traditional horror.
No.
Yeah,
it's enjoyable.
I mean, I watched the 3 trailers that they put out originally, the original trailers. I watched all 3 of those, so I have a good idea of what's going on. I know that it's anthology. I know that at least what it looked like from the trailers is that in some way, however many stories they are going to connect, because you could see little pieces of characters like reappearing throughout. So it looks like that there will be connection through the anthologies. It's just I'm just not. He
says all this. He watched the trailers and got all this, but yet all the times we've talked about it on the cast, we've said it's an anthology that they all connect eventually, and we've given all that information out. But that's what he got from the trailers.
Well, yeah,
all stuff he already knew. He already knew it all.
Not to spend too much time because we don't have a whole lot of time, but that Ghostbuster thing, you have to absolutely take that movie for what it is. It is extremely entertaining.
Yep.
It is funny, but that's all you need to take it for.
It's a good movie. It's just not a good Ghostbusters movie.
It's the origin story if they were women. I guess if you want to dig that far into it, but in my opinion, it's just entertainment.
the last time we brought this up was a few weeks ago, and I made a short and I put it up about it. And the first comment was, "Oh my god, here we go again about this fucking women's movie." Like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? People just
Yeah,
can't
but
enjoy
yeah, but
something.
women. All right, I saved that, by the way. You can post that later.
It's a good movie. It's just not a good Ghostbusters movie. That's it.
So, yes, next week we are doing that. We're going to deep dive into Trick or Treat.
I'm excited.
Then I believe actually we've already figured out the episode for the week after, the first week of November. We're gonna. I don't know what the full topic is going to be, but it's going to be a video game episode. So it'll be video game based episode. As far as where we're going video games, not sure yet. But I know
Mega Man 6?
Psycho.
Well, so I've been throwing some ideas around with Chris. When we end this, we can talk about it before everybody gets off.
Right.
Because I
Mega
have
Man
some
6.
ideas.
I just noticed that Psycho's name says Hugo Strange.
You just noticed that now?
I just noticed that.
Wow.
I did in the beginning. I'm like,
I was not going to acknowledge it, but
It's all
you
right.
know,
Last week, Tony, or what was it? During
Yeah,
during
he's
some topics,
wrong.
Tony's turned into I'm wrong. So like,
I will say this for the Halloween special. I think we should all dress up as a character or something for our live show.
bro, I already
Ooh.
returned my Halloween costumes.
Oh well.
Like, I wasn't feeling it.
I have so much shit at my house. I could be anything.
Can I just wear a beanie and pretend I'm Tony?
Sure, pierce your face and
No, I'll
trim
just
your
get
beard.
some tinfoil and like make a ring.
Like pierce your face and trim your beard.
In
That'll
that
work.
case, I'll carry whiskey and a potato, and I can pretend that we're on a famish.
Yes.
Whatever your people do.
And
All right,
then,
I'm good. Are you
Yeah,
guys?
so Tony, yeah, you be me, I'll be you. Psycho, you be little Haiti.
Nope.
It's gonna be an amazing episode.
No, I'm gonna actually dress up in the spirit of Halloween. I'm not gonna be, I'm not gonna be lazy. You're making me watch a movie I don't want to watch. We're gonna dress up. That's how this goes.
There we go. Tony's Dave Chappelle.
Jesus Christ.
Tony, do we have a drinks and toys next week? Are we good?
Yeah. No, Tuesday for sure with drinks and toys. What we're talking about, I have no idea.
We
I
never
just
do.
maybe talk about pickups. Honestly, probably talk about the show coming up. Some of it, not anything, but we do have a show coming up next weekend in Tampa. One of the last shows of the year. Come out and see us. We are obviously definitely going to North Carolina for Retro Toy Con, which is going to be massive. Cannot wait. Super excited. We've been stockpiling some shit. So I've got some like nasty graded pieces that I've been stockpiling. I'd love to show. But you thought the Foot Cruiser was good. I mean, I'm getting anything and everything. And just because, unfortunately, sorry, but the market has dropped so drastically that now is the time to buy for sure and sit on it for future shows. So
Yeah,
excited for that. But
give away all your secrets, all of them.
whatever. You got to be better than me. That's all I say.
I mean,
Anyway, I'm straight. If you guys are good, let's go ahead and.
I've been straight my whole life. So,
oh my god.
Okay. All right.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no. Thanks, guys, for coming. Thanks for.
No. Thank you for having me.
Well, thanks for those in the chat. We got 6 people watching right now. Like, I kind of don't want to leave because we got 6 people in the audience. At the
Yeah,
moment,
but nobody's saying anything.
Yeah,
that's true. Like, where's everybody at? Just quick. Like, where's everybody watching from? We got 5
My schedule changed.
watchers
I was supposed to go to
from
Ocala in the
Hideout
morning, but
and
now I don't
1
have
from
to.
Shellhead.
So like
What?
I want to go kind of localish so I can get up later.
I mean, but if everybody's quiet, then we're out. I don't want to drag it on more than we need to.
I think we should leave them wanting more. That's what I think.
Oh, so it's like sex.
So like, start taking your shirt off, and we'll end it right before they see nipple. Is that
No.
what we're doing?
We're not doing that. We want them to come back. We don't want them to leave
Well, yeah.
forever.
Oh, I was all about it. I got
Look, we already lost 2 viewers with the threat of our shirts coming off.
I said it was my beautiful nipples that gave it away.
Well, I guess on that note, let's bring this to an end. See you guys, next week. Later. Did you say no